Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports, and right here where we did it 7 years ago, Greg, back at the Snowball Derby, and
yep,
we got this race on our bucket list every year. We got to be here,
and we've turned it into a semi-vacation with a whole group of friends, and it works out good. I mean, this year the weather kind of was crap on Saturday, but what are you going to do? You can't control Mother Nature.
It's Derby Day.
It's Sunday. It's Derby Day.
Take us back 7 years ago. It's Derby Day.
Yeah.
We're watching all these heavy hitters. We're watching guys that they're talking about. And this young kid out of Michigan by the name of Eric Jones beats the best in the business, Kyle Busch. We were here. We saw it.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I was there the day Eric Jones put himself on the map.
Yeah.
This is a race that can make that happen.
I mean, he didn't just beat Kyle Busch. He drove around the outside of Kyle Busch, you know. He raced him hard for 15 laps on the outside and ended up winning. He didn't back down just because it was Kyle Busch, and there's 30 other guys just like him here that will race that hard.
No, absolutely, but look at what that did to him. It did for him and his family.
Yeah.
Because now he's at the pinnacle and he's at the top level of NASCAR racing. All because he beat the best in the business at the Snowball Derby. Came back next year, drove for Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has won this race. We've watched him win it. We've seen Chase win it. We've seen Hunter Nemechek win it. Kristen Eckes.
Yeah.
Who's the guy this year that attaches his name to it? You know,
Harrison Burton.
Very well could be. You know, he's won a lot. Very impressed with the young man.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we come down. He wrecked in practice on Thursday. Wrecked real bad. They took the car back and worked all night Thursday night, all Friday morning. Got back here in time to get a couple rounds of practice to set themselves up for qualifying, and he made it in the show. Wasn't a threat to win that race because obviously they had a beaten up, torn up race car. But what impressed me most about that young man is he was right there helping them load the car, load the pieces, get back to the shop or wherever the shop they worked on. Worked throughout the night with them. Finally the crew said, Harrison, we need you to be on your A game tomorrow. You need to go get some rest. But he was right there with them. Since that day, I've been a fan of Harrison Burton.
Yeah.
Watched him almost grow up in front of us.
Right,
you know.
yeah. And I mean, the Chris Wimmerback team that he has, and you know, obviously the people that are behind him, but still, they're on their A game. The kid is aces in the car really right now. Probably the best handling car that I saw all weekend, and he showed it in qualifying. He showed it on the pole. Set it on the pole by a margin that we're not used to seeing in qualifying here. Time trials are usually a lot closer. I get the general sense that a lot of guys wanted their cars to be fast enough for time trials, but they were worried more about their race setup this year.
We watched Kyle Busch win this race last year with a long run setup.
Yeah.
If that caution comes out with 20 to go, you know what we're talking about today?
Bubba Pollard.
You ain't opening the show. I'm opening it with last year's defending champion, Bubba Pollard, because he had tremendous fire-off speed. Kyle didn't, but the race went that way. So I think people are now, that's what they're doing. That's what they want today. They want their car to last for those 50, 75 lap runs. And we saw Ty Majeski last year stay out on one of those cycles of tire changes.
Ran him over. Yeah.
Went down 2 laps under green. So. But there's so many names. Obviously, we all know what Bubba Pollard can do. We all saw it at Oxford Plains Speedway.
Right.
Jeff Chiquette's been close a few times. You know what I mean? Ty Majeski, fast.
Casey Roderick.
Casey Roderick's won everything there is to win down here.
Right.
5 flags. The 2 KBM cars, Noah Gregson and Raphael.
Right.
You know?
It's
Cole Butcher.
The depth, yeah. I mean, Cole Butcher is
Donnie Wilson.
outside pole, running for Donnie Wilson. So you can't. Anybody can win this race. Who's your sleeper? Who's your sleeper? I'll tell you who my sleeper is. My sleeper is this number 30 car, Jesse Dutelli. He was fast all through practice. He qualified mid-pack, but he's won a race. He's won a Southern Super Series race down here. He's won at 5 flags. What do you do?
No.
I mean, Harrison Burton's obviously a favorite.
He's not a sleeper. You know, and a guy that could pull this off, got a lot of experience here. Logan Boyette.
Yeah.
How big would that be for the hometown crowd?
I mean, every Porter Johnny walk around, he has his name on it.
But more importantly, all the New England's pulling for the 12G.
Right.
the kid in the 12D, Derek Griffith, set out to come to this race last year,
Right.
but motor troubles kept him away. They built a new Fury race car. Louis and his dad, they've got it all together. They're here. They qualified 27. How big a deal is that?
Yeah,
For the little team. The kid from Hudson, I still think of him as the 12-year-old kid from Hudson, racing a little 4 cylinders.
And the thing that's great about something like this is the other night, because a whole bunch of us hang out in the infield and watch qualifying, and the other night after we qualified, it was like this whole group of New Englanders over in Derek's pit, you know, high-fiving Recon, high-fiving Louis, and being excited for him for doing what they did. I mean, it's accomplishment. It's an accomplishment to make this race.
No, absolutely. And as you can see, cars are rolling to tech, pre-race tech. I mean, they do it big down here. But yeah, back to Derek Griffin. I mean, he's got all of New England pulling for him.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool. And you know, when you think about, and that's the next thing that's changed. I know when we came down a few years ago, Speed 51 was involved, but they have taken this race, along with Tim Bryant and his staff, to a whole other level.
I think the competition level, the car count, all that stuff has pretty much stayed flat. But the fan experience and what Five Flags, along with Speed 51, have done, have excelled this, you know?
No, what Bob Dillner and his staff and they're Brandon Paul, a guy from the Northeast.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You know, they're down here all week. The pay-per-view, the on-track coverage, the interviews, they're bringing it back to the racer. You know, they have taken this race and taken these guys that were regional names. Bubba Pollard was a Southeast regional name, and they've taken him and made him a household name throughout the entire country for super late model racing.
And they honestly, you know, I think they've done that like with the Oxford 250 too. It's stuff like what they've done for the Oxford 250 that has helped attract people like Bubba Pollard to come up.
No, absolutely. So we can't thank everybody at Five Flag Speedway enough. Tim Bryant, what they've gone through to make this race what it is. Not only that, what they've gone through this weekend to try to get this race in today.
Tornado watch yesterday.
Tornado watch. We had thunder boomers. I mean, oh my God. And it's going to happen. We're going to see it. We're going to watch it live. We're going to see highlights. The 51st Annual Snowball Derby. But I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to walk up and down pit road. I'm going to see what I can find. I'm going to talk about this race, what it's meant, what the race means to them, their families, their region, Derek Griffith, all of that. And but the one other thing before we go to break, we'll talk about Jason Gammon too. Lou's come down. Lou's been a part of this. You know, they expect to see that 81 Christmas theme roll in. Lou had some difficulties at the end of the year, lost the motor, wasn't able to make the race. Jason Gammon stepped up, said, listen, I'll fund it, I'll put it together, I'll put my motor in it, I'll drive it. So Lou turned car owner, wrench guy, and still good. Came down supported it. Could have very easily said, you know what, no, I'm going to leave it in the garage.
And it was probably definitely the biggest track Jason's ever raced on. So it had a respectable finish, you know?
Yeah, so
finished 11th.
So we still had a street stock guy down here supporting Northeast, finishing 10th after Tech. And
that's right.
We don't want to talk about Tech, and man, that's crazy. But looking forward to it. Glad to have you down here again.
Yeah.
Another thing that's changed. 7 years ago we went, there was no Vicky. Now there's Vicky, right?
Yeah. Well, you were saying what's the biggest change for both of us, Vicky and Deb?
Vicky and Deb, women, our new women. But no, it's been great. We hope you guys all enjoy what we do down here for Five Flag Speedway, and enjoy. If you tuned in, you saw a great race. If you're not, you're going to see some great highlights, and we had a blast once again down here. Five Flag Speedway, 51st Annual Snowball Derby.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle the factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham. Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Well, welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and for all of New England, the biggest deal happening down here at the Snowball Derby is this young man in the starting grid. And Derek, first off, congratulations, but wow, this is a big deal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're pumped. You know, everyone back home dreams about doing it, and you know, I think I'm pretty lucky to have the chance to do it and make it in. It's huge. You know, we got a new race car and you know, a good crew behind me, so. Definitely got a good shot at, you know, having something. I don't think I'll be able to win, but you know, definitely just to make it in is a small win in itself.
All of the country is watching this race, and you are representing a whole region, New England. Yeah. You know, Cassius, Johnny have had success down here before. Guys like Ben have come down. You know, DJ, some of the top names in super late model racing up there. And you came down. You set out to do this last year, and had some motor issues that didn't allow you to make the trip. But this year, you guys went full boat. You bought a new car. You came as prepared as you could possibly come to be in this starting field. And Friday night, qualifying, a little tensious at the end as you get closer to that bump line. But at what point did you start feeling comfortable? Or was it like your dad said, when there wasn't another car to go?
Yeah, pretty much, you know. I was out there and I knew we had a halfway decent lap. It was probably our best lap the whole time we've been here, and I knew I messed up out of turn 4 over here. I got on the flat and unloaded the car, and I lost all my front straightaway speed for that second lap, and I was just, you know, kind of bummed at that point. So I just really hustled to try to get through, and I got through 1 and 2 perfect, got through 3 and 4 perfect that next lap, and I'm like, it was a good enough lap to make it in. So yeah, I mean, like you said, we kind of had all our eggs in the basket to get down here, and it seems like it's playing out pretty good. It's pretty cool. I've said it all week. Everybody here is a somebody, so it's pretty cool to make it in. And you know, there's some somebodies that didn't even make it in, so definitely feels good for sure.
Now, 2018 has been a huge year for you. You're in the Kowicki program, development program,
yep.
And then picking up the past national championship. 3 past North wins, all the way from Spud down south, everywhere. But yeah. To cap off 2018, knowing at 2 o'clock today, you're going to roll out, be announced, and you're in the starting grid for the Snowball Derby, the 51st annual. You know what Speed 51 brings to the table, and it just, have you pinched yourself yet?
You know, it's funny. I went to bed last night like thinking it was a normal night, and I woke up this morning and I'm like, holy crap, we're derby racing. You know,
well,
just,
you know, we were sitting there. We were sitting in the hotel yesterday, and I said to Debbie, I said, you know, it's pretty cool. The little kid from Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Starting that little, you know, racing at Hudson. You know, the track Bob Weber loved. Just a little 12-year-old kid, right? Curly hair, racing those little whatever they called them.
Yeah.
You know, multi-years later, 6 years, 8 years later, you're at the biggest short track race in the country.
Yeah.
You know, making the start. You made a start in the other biggest short track race in the country, the Oxford 250. How do those two races compare?
You know, a lot of people, I think southern guys are scared to go north, northern guys are scared to go south, but I think it's doable, you know. I mean, I think we proved that it's doable. You know, you can make it in. This track's pretty tough, you know. I don't have a ton of experience at places like this, but you do run at Smyrna, you run at Thompson, and stuff like that, and kind of prepares you for a fast track like this, but there's nothing like this place. I mean, there's no grip. Two or three laps in, you can feel it lose speed. It's just, no, I think that's what people are scared of. Just, they're worried about not being able to drive at a place like this. Back home, you know, we got Bullrings. It's Oxford, Seekonk, you know, look at Spud. I mean, all those places, those are door to door, and you get on the brakes and get a turn and get going. Crate motor places, these are, you know, you got 4-barrel dry sump motors, and
you burp the throttle and back into it.
Yeah, I mean, you're flying here, you know. So I don't know. A lot of people like to compare them just because of size. I think Oxford 250 has a little bit more cars, and a lot more luck plays into that. Down here, you just got to be fast. It's that simple.
If you show up with a fast race car, you can get in the race.
Yeah, yep. You got to get fast, and you got to get a little bit lucky, you know. But for the most part, you got to be on the ball here. 250, you can kind of luck into it, or luck out of it, really. So, but for the most part, they're just so different. I mean,
well, before we let you go and prepare, throw a shout out to some of the people that made this possible, because the little kid from Hudson couldn't do this all by himself, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, you know, a few years ago I was racing those little cars.
4 cylinders.
Yeah, right? Never thought I would have been here, but no, I mean, these people behind me, my dad, Louie, Dolly, you know, Donnie, Jason, all these guys behind me, they're here. You know, look at these guys, look at everyone around you. They're all paid pit crews. We got 1 Harbor Freight Jack and 2 electric guns, and we're gonna try to do this. So I really gotta thank them, and FEP Prevention Insurance. They've been with us since like day one. Fury hooked us up huge with this race car, so you know they really helped us out. LCM Racing, Tingsboro Motors, Deputat Excavation. You know, and there's tons of there's a list this long of people that have helped me through the years, and they've never asked for anything. So it's pretty incredible. So I really got to thank, you know, everyone if you're watching. I really got to appreciate that.
And I know I speak for everybody in northern New England. We're all pulling for you. All of us at Mainely Motorsports. Seeing a lot of DG12 shirts walking around the pit. So pretty big deal from the little kid from Hudson. Going to make the start in the 51st annual Snowball Derby. So wish you the best of luck, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Well, welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and here we are with a pole sitter. That sounds pretty good when we're talking about the Snowball Derby, doesn't it, Harrison?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a good way to start the Derby. We've got a really fast race car, and just got to take advantage of it and hopefully come out with a win.
Before we get into it, I want to tell everybody back home up in northern New England, this is the real deal. This kid is a good kid. And when I say that, it's because I got a few years ago when you wrecked in practice.
Yes, sir, yeah.
You know, he didn't go to bed, he didn't pout, he didn't sulk. You went with the team back to work and rebuild this car to get back here for qualifying. They had to tell you to go home and get some rest because you needed to be rested to come into qualifying day. So that showed me right there a lot of character in a young man that, you know what, whether it was the car's fault, my fault, whatever, we had a bad day, but I want to work with these guys to try to make it better. And you put it in the race, and from then on, I've been a Harrison Burton fan. So really pulling for you today, and But you've come a long way as a driver since then, haven't you?
Yes, for sure. You know, I've been racing all over the country in different kinds of race cars, and I think, you know, running at different tracks and different cars all the time has really helped me get better and kind of learn how to be adaptive to a lot of different situations and in different cars. So, you know, I feel good about it. I feel really excited about, you know, progressing more as a race car driver. I still have a lot of work to do yet. I want to race for a living, so you know, I gotta keep going, keep getting better, and hopefully by the end of this weekend we'll have a little bit of a, you know, an incentive to try and get better and come back and win another one of these.
No, absolutely, and that's what's pretty neat is when you make yourself so accessible to the fans. I mean, you see, Burton is a household name, and but your dad he does it right. You know, we see a lot of these, I call them soccer dads, little league dads, you know, they want to control every situation. He puts you in good hands, surrounds you with good people, lets them do their job, lets you do their job, and plays the role of proud dad.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's something that's been really cool about my dad. Is he's just my dad. You know, to a lot of people he's Jeff Burton, race car driver, but he's just my dad to me, and that's what's really cool about our relationship is we share this passion for racing, and that's all we talk about at dinner and you know, at lunch or wherever I'm around him. We're both so busy, we're always all over the place, but you know, it's cool to kind of come back to the house and after, you know, been at school or at the shop or whatever I've been doing, and then talk more racing with my dad, and my mom is just as passionate as well. So we have really great chemistry with that, and it's been a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
We saw John Hunter win this race a couple years ago. You know, give that to his dad. How big a deal would it be for you to win this race? And then that first initial eye contact with your dad, how big a deal would that be to Harrison Burton?
That's always so much fun for me whenever I win any race is to share it with the people you love and the people that have worked so hard along your side to you know, get you to that situation. You know, you can't ever forget you know, the people that have helped you along the way, and you know, a lot of times the driver, when you get out, you feel like you know you just won this race, but this is a team sport. The guys that you know, work on this thing every day, they are the ones that won it as well. So you know, it's cool to come out of the car and you know, hug your parents and high five all the guys and enjoy that moment, and then kind of about 2 or 3 hours later, you just want to go back to the racetrack and win another one. So you know, it's cool to share the moment with the people that help you and the ones you love as well.
Well, down here at Five Flag Speedway for the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, you're leading the field to green. A lot of heavy hitters behind you, but you are one of the favorites as you set fast times. So we wish you the best of luck, Harrison, as you go after this win and keep taking those steps up the NASCAR ladder.
Sure, thank you.
Well, here we are with one of the prohibitive favorites down here at Five Flag Speedway for the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, and that's Jeff Chiquette. And Jeff, you're a guy everybody's been talking about all weekend, and what do you think your chances are as we get ready to start this race today?
Well, that's a good thing. You know, people talking about you, that's a plus. So we qualified well. We executed that like we tried, and hopefully we just keep it clean. You know, track conditions are going to be different, but hopefully our race runs got them close as we can get it, and just be there at the end, and hopefully we can stay in the mix.
And one of the things you talk about, keeping clean. A lot of times that's, you know, this track closes up coming off 4, you know, front stretch. So sometimes it's not of your doing. You know, you could be doing all the right things, and a couple guys deciding on lap 40 that they got to go for it. Next thing you know, we bottlenecked up, and your day's done.
Yeah, it gets real dicey with some people on old tires, new tires. You're gonna have some tire strategies. Some people trying to get track position and doing that kind of thing, and we got caught in a pickle there, got real tight last year, and just got to hopefully, we were right in front of that big wreck that happened there in the middle part of the race, so hopefully we can just stay out of the trouble. Got a good pit crew, and hopefully they can keep us up front.
Good pit crew and a fast race car.
Yes,
and now you just got to do your job, right?
Yeah,
which you've done in the past. You've got some podium finishes in this race, but just to get that win. And what makes this race so tough to win?
Well, everybody, the preparation that they put into it, and all year long getting everything ready, and everybody starts right after this race getting ready for next year. So all the hard work that they put into it is what makes it mean so much.
All right, what would a win in this race mean to Jeff Chiquette?
It would mean everything that we set out to do. I came here my first time when I think I was 17, 18 years old, and I'll be 32 this year. So been at it quite a while, and missed a few years there in between. So like I said, it's everything what we set out to do. It's our Super Bowl, it's super late model racing, and hopefully we can get my name on the trophy like them big guys.
Oh yeah, and we heard one of your crew guys say, He wants to see you at Oxford. Bubba did it. What about Jeff? What do we got to do to get Jeff up there, man?
You got to talk to the car owner over there. It's his decision.
That was a big deal for a guy from down south going up and doing that race, because those are two races that everybody watches, everybody knows about.
It was really cool for a guy from down here, and Bubba's good everywhere he goes. So to see a guy from down here in the south go up there and run with them guys, kind of solidifies what we do.
Oh yeah, no, you're the best of the best, and we want to wish you the best of luck, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of the day.
I hope so. I appreciate it.
That's Jeff Cacat, one of the favorites here at the 51st Annual Snowball Derby. Well, when they talk about prohibitive favorites at this race, Ty Majeski's a name always at the top of the list, and but that don't pay the bills. That don't put your name on the trophy, but it is nice to roll in here and be talked about, isn't it, Ty?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime we come down to the Snowball, you're always going up against 50 of the best drivers in the country, and to be one of the favorites is cool, but like you said, doesn't pay the bills, so I think we had a good race car for this afternoon.
Yep. Now, a few years ago, you came down, you pitted out of the lead every time. You dropped back 12-3. You didn't have the pit crew. The next year, you came with the pit crew. Last year, strategy got you.
Yeah.
You stayed out, went a long green flag run. You went down 2 laps under green. I mean, those are things that they're in your control, but it's almost out of your control too.
Yeah, we found a different way to lose the race every year. I think we had a car capable of winning in 2015. We were close in 2016, we were close last year, but like you said, some strategy got in the way of that. So hopefully we'll cross our T's and dot our I's this afternoon, put it all together and have ourselves a good run at the end of the day.
Well, one thing I noticed this year, you're not talked about as much as you have in years past. Sometimes that's a good thing because you can sneak up on guys. They're not paying attention to you and what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't run on late models much this year. Obviously, I've been Xfinity racing, and it's been a difficult season on that side of things, but we run on a late model. We've been really, really competitive, and look to keep that going here this afternoon.
All right, well, we want to wish you the best of
luck.
luck.
I appreciate it.
Mainly Motorsports, and one of the guys we could be talking to at the end of the night, right over there at the Tech Shack.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Well, everybody recognizes this guy. Back in August, come to Maine, showed us how to get it done and won the Oxford 250. But still, this is the crown jewel. This is the one you want, Bubba.
Yeah, this is what we work for all year. You know, this is it. You know, can't take anything away from the Oxford 250. That's probably one of my biggest wins ever, and cool. And you know, hopefully we can do it this weekend. We got a good race car, I think, on the long runs, and we'll see how it goes. You got to put it all together. It takes a lot. Everyone's got to do their job, and it's got to be. You got to have a perfect day.
You brought a new car to this. Obviously, you got some good people behind you, so they know how to tweak and fix and make it right, and Oxford's living proof of that. But are you confident as we get ready to go green in your chances today?
I think so. We just got to stay out of trouble. I know the race car's capable of doing it. There's no question about that, and we just got to put it all together. So if everything falls our way, we got to make it to the last pit stop there and put ourselves in position. just can't make no mistakes, and the race car is capable of winning.
You know, when we talk about pit stops, those are things that are out of your control. Last year you needed one. Your car had fire-off speed. Kyle Busch's didn't. If that race doesn't go the way it ends and that has a pit stop at 20 to go, we're talking to you as a defending winner, in my belief.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way too?
I think so. I think, and you know what's crazy about it is what we're talking about is this year I feel like our race car is opposite. I feel like we don't have much fire-off speed, and we're better on the long run. So it's crazy how things work out. And you never know how a race is going to play out this year. But yeah, the caution comes out at the end of last year. I feel like we have a shot to win it for sure. So we'll see.
You're like a local folk hero down here. I mean, everybody talks about, everybody knows who Bubba is. You took it all the way to northern New England. Everybody up there knows who Bubba is. I mean, how cool is that, what Speed 51 has brought to this event? You know, it's made you a household name countrywide for super late model racing.
So it is just cool to be able to race down here and call this home, and then go to Oxford, and everyone knows who you are, and excited for you to come, and then you win the race. I really believe a lot of people were, the whole world was shocked we won the race. But you know, it's cool to go up there and be able to race and see the fans get into it and enjoy it, and you know, they seemed like they appreciated me coming up there, so that meant a lot to us, and hopefully we do it again next year.
Oh, they definitely did, and we got a big contingent of northern New England fans down here, and they're all pulling for you, Bubba, and I'd like nothing more to interview you later on at the end of the day over at the Tech Shack as being the winner of the 51st annual and your first ever Snowball Derby. So we wish you the best of luck, and see how the day plays out, right, man?
I appreciate it. Thank
you. All
you.
right, Bubba Pollard, household name throughout the country in super late model racing. 3 years ago, this young man was here to make an initial attempt to run the Snowflake. When I tell you, Chandler Smith, if you looked at him, you'd say, there's a kid not even big enough, old enough to leave home if you're just running to the grocery store real quick. 3 years later, he's one of the favorites to win the Snowball Derby, and man, this is the real deal, isn't it, when we talk about super late model racing?
For sure. It's a pretty exciting deal right here. This is the Daytona 500 of short tracks, as well. I just got through saying in a different interview. So I think it'd be a blast to end up winning this race. It'd mean the world to me. It'd mean the world to my pit crew. They put in countless hours of this race car to get it ready for this race in particular. So I think we're going to have a really good shot at it.
What do you think? Is your car better on the short run, or is it better on the long run?
Long run for sure. I think we have everybody covered on the long run.
And that's what won this race last year. I was just talking to Bubba Pollard earlier, and he had fire-off speed. He needed a caution with 10 or 15 to go, and he's probably being talked about as the defending champion. Kyle Busch had a car that had the long-run speed, and if this race goes that way, you're looking good, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we have everybody covered long run. Short run, we've struggled all week, and that's mainly what we focused on, was trying to get a little initial speed, just firing off, and we got a little better at it, but not big gains.
When it comes to experience on the other end of the pit wall, there's nobody here that's got it like you. Ricky Turner, he's won the race as a driver, won it twice as a crew chief, so that's a little confidence boost for you, knowing when this guy says he's speaking from experience, not like, I think, you know?
Yeah, for sure. He's awesome to work with. Me and him get along really good. My driving style fits his driving style, so we're always on the same page about stuff, and we'll put our ideas together, and usually ends up coming out to be a good outcome.
Well, you had a good run last year. You were there, you could see the front, but this year you just want to get that much closer, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. This year we're going for the dub.
All right. Well, good luck, and we wish you, all of us up in northern Maine, we've been following guys like you as you progress up the super late model ranks and try to win some of these big races. And Chandler Smith, definitely one of the favorites today as we get ready to roll off for the 51st annual Snowball Derby. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Well, we're down here with one of the Kyle Busch Motorsports drivers, and it's a young man from north of the border, Rafael Lasad, and a lot of you Mainers might remember him from a few years ago running the Pro All-Star Series.
Yeah.
And, come a long ways, haven't we, Rafael?
Yeah, I started in the past north, in Maine, New Hampshire, and
Thunder Road. Remember the ride you took at Thunder Road?
Yeah, I remember.
Climbed the wall and everything, but
yeah, I had some experience in the past north. Man, it was hard racing my own car. We didn't had a lot of resorts to be really fast, and just to be here today with Kyle Busch Motorsport. I think it's gonna be if the rain can hold off, it's gonna be interesting to see how the race plays.
Look where we are today.
Yeah.
We're going to start the 51st annual Kyle Busch Motorsports car. in the Derby, and big deal. The boss has won it a few times, a couple times. The cars have won it before, and what do you think of your chances?
Well, I know my car is good on long run, and every time we came in September, and the car was really good during the race. And I didn't know about qualifier, but I'm really happy with a top 10 in qualifier, and that's for a 200 lap race. We're just gonna have to be patient and try to make my way up to the front as the race goes on, and be there at the end. That's what we want, to be there at the end. If we're there at the end, we're gonna have some chance to win.
Yeah, some chances. It'll be pretty cool to take that Tom Dawson Trophy north of the border, huh?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be a dream come true. Yeah. So that's the plan.
That's the plan. Yeah. But we wish you the best of luck. I know you got a great team behind you. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
You know, each year you come down, it's more and more experience in this race, and sometimes you got to learn how to lose the race before you learn how to win the race.
Yeah, we had 2 top 10 here in the past 2 years, and I got better every year, so now I think I have a lot of experience, a lot more, and I'm a better driver than I was 2 years ago and last year, so I think it's gonna pay it off today.
All those past North guys, they're wishing you the best of luck, and they're going to take solace if you or Derek Griffith, not a guy from the North, so wish you the best of luck as you go for the win here in the 51st Annual Snowdall Derby. That's Rafael Lasad, driver of the number 51.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling, to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil Division at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs. Another podium finish for Jeff Chiquette, but not the spot he wants to be in. And, man, these things are getting tougher and tougher to swallow, aren't they?
Yeah. We had a really good car early on, and it just got tighter and tighter and tighter. And after getting here in Tech, we found out that the right side track bar dropped 3/4 of an inch, which is for us this weekend was a lot. It was about 7 turns, and in practice we were doing about a turn or maybe 2 turns, and it was making a huge difference on the car. So it just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter. We think when we took the tires and I was really shaking them and warming them up and getting a new knocked off them so we could go there, because the tires don't come in for a few laps if you don't. I think it just rattled the track bar down, which was not the direction that we wanted to go. But can't thank Deep South Cranes enough, Jet Concrete, Cook Electric, and all the guys that put in all the effort on both of our cars. Steven and I, they can't thank them guys enough. They really bust their butts.
It's always good to roll back in the shop with a podium finish and know why the car did what it did, but still it doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. The finishes, when everybody looks back next year, they're not going to look at that. But yes, it is nice to find what cause of it was. At least we know we don't junk that setup, and we can come back with it and something to build off of.
Well, I know for all of us up here in the state of Maine that watch On Speed 51 or come down to this race, you're one of the favorites for us because you put on a good race, and you always are that guy that's up on the wheel, and we appreciate everything you do and appreciate what you bring to this event and help this event grow, because it's drivers like you and Ty and Noah and some of the other guys that takes this event to the next level.
Sure, yeah. Being able to race hard around good, clean guys is what we love to do. So things get a little rough there from time to time, but that rubbing's racing, and take it on, and like we said, we'll go back to the shop and get ready for 2019 Derby.
Oxford 250?
I don't think so.
All right, that's your runner-up. Third place finisher, multi-time podium finisher here at the Derby, and one of these years he's going to get one, Jeff Chiquette. We're here with the runner-up for the Snowball Derby, Ty Majeski, and we talked earlier in the show about this race, and you said you've shown everybody how to lose it a couple times in the pits, but tonight, I mean, you didn't lose it. I mean, you finished runner-up, but wow, you were right there at the end.
Yeah, just proud of how we executed. Just happy we can go back and look back at the race and think about things we could have done different. I don't know that there was any, so we executed perfectly. Just need a couple more laps there at the end. Obviously, with our wheel setup, we run wide 5s, and those guys run 5-on-5s, and so they jumped us a little on pit road, which we knew going in, but we knew if we could maintain, lose 2, 3, 4 spots, we were going to be okay, but just needed a little bit longer run at the end to make it happen.
Yeah, you can't lose those spots with 10 or 20 to go. We can lose them with 30 or 40 to go, but 10 or 20, it makes it tough. But, I mean, you gave it all you had, you hung it out, and you were right there.
Yeah, man, we were close. We had a rocket tonight. Man, especially when the sun went down. We didn't have track position early. We had a good car early, but when the sun went down, we made a couple really good adjustments. And man, this thing was a rocket. Felt like we had the car to beat there, past halfway or so, and nothing to show for it, unfortunately. That's why we all do this. Just can't thank all my sponsors enough. iRacing.com, Trios, Ken Sports, Left Hander Chassis, McGonigal Engine Performance, Ford, my whole team. Man, it stings to come up that close.
They say sometimes in life you got to lose one to win one, and that's the one. This is close, and hopefully we'll see you back here. And you're a name that makes this race grow and grow each year.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have a pair of thirds now, and a second. So hopefully we can build on this run and come back here next year and get in victory lane.
Today's runner-up in the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, Ty Majeski. Standing here with the winner of the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, Noah Gregson. And first off, how's it feel?
It hasn't fully sunk in yet. I mean, I didn't know if I was allowed to do a burnout after I crossed the start-finish line when we took the checker flag, but I did. Just because it's a Snowball Derby, you only get these opportunities once in a lifetime, and so did a burnout, had to pump up the crowd, climb the fence, and it feels awesome to be able to win the Snowball Derby.
You're a young man, but you understand the history of this race, the guys that have won this race, how it's propelled careers, and I want to talk about your race. You never put yourself in a position to fail. When guys at any point of the race wanted to get racy, you let them race. Because let's face it, from 280 on is when this race is decided. And you weren't going to let it be decided for you at lap 150.
Yeah, that goes back to my team and just staying patient all day with myself and my team making good calls on. That's Marcus Richmond, my engineer Troy, all the crew guys who bring a fast Mobile 1, switch Toyota Camry to the racetrack, and then the pit stop guys. They're the reason why we were up front there at the end and had that track position. So I had the last 6 or 7 laps of my life and ended up getting the Snowball Derby.
What do you do with 5 to go and you're hanging on and you're looking in the mirror, trying not to, but Ty Majeski's there. He wants to win this race as bad as you do. What goes through a driver's mind?
I mean, you're huffing and puffing. You got your tongue hanging out because you just ran 295 laps and you still got 5 of the biggest laps of your entire life. And I was able not to crack under pressure, and just all those times racing in the Truck Series and overcoming adversity has really propelled me and set me up for this moment. And without all that opportunity experience, I don't think I'd be standing in victory lane. So just trying to execute under pressure is the biggest thing, and we closed it out tonight.
You woke up this morning, driver for Kyle Busch Motorsports, going to bed tonight, winner of the Snowball Derby, waking up tomorrow, driving a JR Motorsports. Don't get any bigger than this weekend, does it?
Nah, absolutely not. This is the biggest day of my entire career and my entire life, and man, I'm just so thankful for all the people, from Racing Bandoleros, Jim O'Hanley, to Dustin Ash back in Las Vegas, to Jefferson Pitts Racing in the K&N Series, and then Kyle Busch Motorsports, everybody who's helped me get to this point in my career. I wouldn't be here without them.
Well, congratulations from all of us up in the state of Maine, all of New England, as you're the winner of the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, Noah Gregson.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been streetcar divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil, and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil Division at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good. It's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Well, welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and as we wrap up our trip to the 51st Annual Snowball Derby, first and foremost, you got to thank Tim Bryant and the entire staff at Five Flags Speedway. If you could see, there's holes that they dug to make sure the water didn't seep through the wall into the track and cause any issues. They work tirelessly. If you saw this track on Saturday, the water, the flood, 3 feet of water in the infield, they worked around the clock. So first and foremost, thank you to them. What a great job he does as a promoter. Bob Dillner, Speed 51. I know a lot of people from up home buy the package. If you don't buy the package and you don't come here, you are missing a great event. And how about the teams? Our little team from Hudson, New Hampshire, Derek Griffith. Just yesterday it seemed like he was racing them little four-cylinders over at Bob Weber's place, Hudson International Speedway. Now he's competing on the biggest stage in front of one of the biggest crowds you'll see at short track racing, the Snowball Derby. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to all the people that get to witness this and all our friends that come down with us, and really a great time. And mark your calendars. December 8th, 2019 is the 52nd Annual Snowball Derby, and we'll be here and bring you highlights and interviews and all of it once again. So thank you to Louie, Debbie, Ray, everybody, all our group and the Naughty 40 team that just makes this trip so wonderful and so much fun. Because anytime you're at a racetrack with friends, there's not a better day to be had. So once again, hope you all enjoyed what we did this week for you on Mainly Motorsports from Five Flags Speedway, 51st Annual Snowball Derby.